Good morning, oracles. Well, all of the indices were green yesterday, but Tesla was red, so I've got to wear the red shirt. I'm totally not upset though, because I was able to add more Tesla yesterday under $1,000, which was super nice. And honestly, if we do have a downtrend going on, I'm not going to be horribly disappointed because I would love to be able to add more Tesla on sale. And honestly, the longer we trade sideways or down, the more opportunity we are going to have to be able to add Tesla on the cheap. And then the longer we stay this way, the more it's going to climb when we do come out of it, and the faster it will come up. So honestly, it's just a matter of being patient. So I know it sometimes can be frustrating. We love seeing Tesla go green. We love seeing our portfolios go green. It will. Just give it some time. Be patient. Use this time to add more if you can. If not, and you're just holding and you want to see what's going on, just go outside and enjoy the fresh air. Whatever it is, and just wait. We will go green eventually, and it's going to be glorious. And so today I wanted to jump a little bit into the technicals for you guys. And again, I know that some of you don't believe in technical analysis. Others do. For me, I kind of put a bunch of different pieces together. I will look at fundamentals for the company. I will look at sentiment around the company. I will look at macro environment sentiment as to what's going on there, and the technical charts. And I kind of piece them all together to formulate myself a vision of what I see happening for Tesla in the future. Now, again, I'm not a huge trader. I do a little bit of swing trading in my IRA. But other than that, I'm really more of a buy and hold long-term Tesla shareholder. So that's where I'm at, but I know some of you do trade up and down. Some of you guys do options. So I just give you guys some ideas as to what I have seen. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you guys what you should or shouldn't do for your own portfolios, but I can share my ideas and insights with you, and you can utilize them for your own benefit if you would choose so. And so for basically the last 2 weeks, we have really been trading right around that $1,000 mark. After earnings, we did have that big jump midday up to almost $1,100, but then we came right back down and closed around $1,000. So the macro environment is really what's holding us where we're at. You know, we've seen lots of different news coming out of the company, good news when it comes to production and deliveries, great earnings that are coming out. So we can see the stock trying to push up, but the macro environment is just too heavy at the moment, so we're trading sideways. Not too bad. I spoke about it the other day. Seems to me like because we're in a rising interest rate environment, we're talking about PE compression. And this compression is kind of keeping us in a band that we're trading in. And so if we're in this range that we're trading in based off of PE, we'll probably just see that bouncing around in that area until next earnings. And we'll see how low we go based upon what the interest rates are going up. And seeing as interest rates could potentially be going up 50 basis points for the next 2 meetings, we may see the stock come down a little bit more just to reflect that. And so yesterday's volume was just slightly below average. We were around 22 million shares traded hands. So nothing major that's going on there. Still seems like there's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines just kind of waiting to see what's happening in the macro environment. So I think we may see a bit of a rush coming probably in the next month, once we get more information as to what the Fed's plan is going to be for interest rates. Then I think we're going to see some money coming back in. But even at that time, I don't think we're going to see a lot coming back in for a long stretch of time, because we still do have midterm elections coming, which is then going to bring the market back down again, most likely, because historically that's what happens. And now the RSI, which is the Relative Strength Index, which can, denote where we are trading at as far as the stock goes, whether we are oversold, which is going to be in the under 30 range, or overbought, which is in the over 70 range. Currently, we're right at 50, right in the middle, so we can go either way. It is as average and plain Jane as you can get right now. So this is probably why we're looking at lower volumes, a sideways trading around that $1,000 mark, and the RSI right around 50. So we're just kind of like, it almost feels like the shareholders are holding their breath. I know we were also waiting to get information about the S&P credit rating, which they have put out a note, which pushes us off until at least the end of this year before we're going to get that. So that catalyst has now been pushed down the road. Many people right now are also waiting on the Proxy to come out, which is supposed to be out by May 2nd, which should be telling us when the annual meeting is going to be. And for that annual meeting, that's when we're going to be able to vote on whether we can increase the share amount for the company to make a split. Sounds like most shareholders are going to be in favor of this. So it's a matter of what kind of split are we going to get. I have seen rumors that it is going to be a 20-1 split, but nothing is confirmed. So I'm guessing it's going to either be a 10-1 or 20-1 split. Again, we should get this information in the next week in the proxy statement. And when it comes to a pattern in this stock, if it weren't for the one day that we had for earnings that shot us way up, we would be in a very nice consolidation channel around that $1,000 mark. So there's no real actual pattern that's going on right now because of that one outlier. But still, just going based upon the charts, what we're looking at, it's definitely some very slow sideways trading, just waiting for something to happen. So I think what's going to end up happening is, depending on which catalyst we get, good or bad, that's going to determine which way the stock moves and is going to determine which path we take, whether we're going to go into a downtrend or an uptrend. And of course, with Elon buying Twitter yesterday, that did weigh on the stock a little bit. That's probably why Tesla was in the red when all of the indices were in the green. There's some talks out there because of Elon buying this. He's got his shares up for, leverage on on Twitter purchase itself. But just so you guys know, Elon does not have to sell any of his shares in order to purchase Twitter. So that is off the table. So those thoughts are completely debunked. That does not have to happen. And he has shown that that is not what he is going to do. He just put leverage on his Twitter or on his Tesla shares in order to purchase Twitter. And now, yes, of course, there is that risk where if Twitter tanks, then Elon may get margin called to have to cover that, which in turn would maybe force him to sell some of his shares. But he has other investors coming into Twitter as well to cover that. So we'll get more information in the future. And if he's going to be taking it private, that may not end up happening. So again, still a lot of uncertainty around that, but it looks like we don't have to worry about any of Elon's Tesla shares at all for this. So all in all, in the charts, nothing really exciting going on, kind of just in waiting mode, holding sideways, which again leads us to some great buying opportunities around that $1,000 mark. So the way I'm looking at it is I will just continue to add the way I have been adding, a little bit every single day, about $10 for every percent that we drop under $1,000, and just keep on adding, waiting to see what's going to happen. I do want to add as much as I can reasonably before we get the news about the split, because I know that we kind of jumped previously when we got the information about the split. So I don't know if we're going to jump again when we get the official information about it and timing on it. So, I still think that even if we do get that, very similar to what we saw with Google and Amazon, the stock could still pull back a little bit after we get that euphoria from the news. So I'm kind of up in the air, but this is why I have a lot of cash on hand to be able to be agile and see what's going to happen with the stock as we get the news as it plays out. Let me know in the comments below, do you think we're going to get a 20-1 split or a 10-1 split for Tesla stock? And when we get it, how much do you plan on having in your portfolio? And do you want to add when we get the split announcement? Or are you going to wait until after the split to get that pullback? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.